Right, this has got a thin edge on here, which is really good. What I mean by the thin edge, the cutting edge is much thinner than the other models, than the Curie marker, and that makes this easy to slice through. See that along there? So just going to peel this thing, try and fry up a bit of, this is cassava, it's full of energy. Got to cook it though, it's poisonous if you don't cook it. Just quickly peel this off. It's not kind of regular camping food. I don't like taking all that dried stuff camping. You know, this doesn't go off either, it lasts a long time. And while we're not in the tropics now, you can buy it just about everywhere. See that there? No problems. It's a comfortable knife. Just get rid of all that skin. No problems. Okay, and we can chop it up on this. Make some cassava chips. You see that there? Very comfortable knife. Right, okay, let's move on. Oh, it's going. Shit, look out. Look out, look out, stand back. Right, that's in it. It's got it. Look out.
Watch it.
No, I will, it's in it. Right, so I got this bit of a, you know, made this bit of a chopping board. It's a bit of birch, so I can chop it up and use it as tinder if I need it. Just a little handy thing. It's just a persimmon. No problems with that knife there. Put that over there. And some of this dried meat. Let's chop some of this stuff up. This is really good. I love this dried meat. This is the Tuff Gear KOA. It's a modified drop point. You can see that there. So without that on the top like that, it would just look like an ordinary drop point. They've raised the weight up here so it chops pretty well. It's got this curvature in the handle. And yeah, very nice little knife for camping. And we're going to be taking it out and using it a lot more as time goes on. Okay, let's move on. Okay, well, just look at that cassava that we just cut. Ordinarily I wouldn't do this with the knife. I've got a thing, but I'll do it really quickly. Don't want to bugger up the temper of the knife because the oil is at a temperature where you could do that. Fantastic cassava chips outdoors. Okay, I'm just going to cover that back up to keep the heat in there. Look at that, super sharp, no problems. Pull that out. Give that to my cameraman. Yeah. The KOA Tuff Gear. Very, very nice. Okay, the other thing too I like about this, there's no choil, and on a short blade like this you don't want a choil because that way you can reverse like this and you can, you know, do it like this for the carving, and it's much better like that without having a choil on such a small blade. Having the fluorescent orange handle, you see, is really useful in the dark here. If you happen to put the knife down, you can really see it. It's easy to find, and I think that's a good thing actually, because unless you're military trained where you're always going to be replacing that scabbard, you are going to put that knife down at some point. hazel. Pretty dry and tough. Hazel's not very good to burn though as well too. Right, okay, I think this is a bit of fatwood in here. Usually when these branches are like this, let me see. Yeah, it smells pretty fatwoody. Let's clean this up. This stub is that is definitely not. Oop. Let's see. Right. This looks fatwoody. See that dark colour in there? Let's have a whiff. Yep. It's very damp, but that's fatwood. We'll get rid of this here. Need on something more solid. Right. We'll keep that. Okay, that should burn all right. Right, this is another bit of fatwood here, I reckon, because you couldn't kick it off, right? So that tells me that that is fatwood. That's a simple test before I even put the knife into it, because it's solid as a rock on there. Okay, so normally you take a saw on this and take that off, but we're going to try and bust it off because it could be rotten in here, in this part in here. That is as solid as pure fatwood. See that? Let's take it off. I'm going to not try and chop it all the way through, but just enough to weaken it. That's a stub there too. Should have brought the saw. Move around there, the cameraman, I think. I think I can bust that in a second. very sharp, this, look at that. Hear that? Just want to be patient. See if I can break that off now. I think I can break it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Smells great. Pure Fatwood. Okay, so I've worked around on this slowly but surely, on this huge chunk of Fatwood here. You can see how wide it is. You know, this is a camp knife for hiking, and that it doesn't have a huge amount of weight in there, but it's a very sharp blade. So slowly but sure you can take that off if you don't have a saw. If I had a saw I could go through that straight away, but the knife is certainly capable of that. Okay, let's try and break this off by hand now. Yeah, g'day. Okay, so what I want to do now is a summary of the Tuff Gear KOA. Here it is here. I've had this out now and about for a bit over well, almost 2 weeks now. You see me doing food preparation for camping, also preparing getting the fire going with the knife. I've collected Fatwood with it. It's not a big long knife, but it's just enough weight, and it's very, very sharp to even take Fatwood with in difficult corners where you may not have a saw. You can do that because this blade is just really held an edge. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's razor sharp still, and I'm pretty impressed with it. And because it thins out here, as I've shown earlier on, it's got a nice thin edge. It's really good for slicing and preparing food, so that's why I like it as a camp knife. Okay, so I think it's a great camp knife. It's a good, with this handle orange color, you put the knife on the ground accidentally, you're not going to lose it. Okay, it can happen if you don't resheath it. Let me talk about the Scabbard now. Okay, let's have a look at the Scabbard. Right, okay, I want to talk about the Scabbard. It's an excellent Kydex Scabbard. It doesn't come with this tech lock. I put the tech lock on there because they've just finished developing a really nice vertical carry system for this knife. It came with one, but they've modified it, and it's even better. And I'll have some of those to show you in the coming month, and that will sit vertically, a vertical carry on the belt, so it'll be much better. But look, the Scabbard is just really good. There's no knife rattle. It's not going to come out of the Scabbard like that and just push, and you can take it out like that. It goes in there very nicely with a good secure grip in there like that. And there's a bit of a drainage hole there. Can you see that there? He's put a drainage hole in there as well, which is good. But yeah, what can I say? Nice, well-fitting Scabbard. You can see they've even indented it here for the top section and where the fuller is in the blade. So let's have another quick look at the knife again. I really like it. Tuff Gear KOA. It's got a fuller in there to lighten it a bit because it's a bit of extra, you know, this is 5mm, almost 5mm thick across the spine up here. Some good jimping. You see you can take a bigger hand. My hand is, you know, about 8.5, 9, but you could easily get a size 10 hand onto this, and, you know, good grip there with that for a little bit of swinging. It's not a big chopper whatsoever, but it's deadly sharp, and you saw me really hack into that Fatwood. It can really work into that, so it's a quite, you know, effective blade there. And I think it's great for food prep too, as a camping knife. So yeah, totally recommend it. Maybe it's right for you. The KOA from Tuff Gear. Bush Camping Tools here. Thanks for watching.